Oh, my little biddies, how are you today? Up that. How are you? I am good. I lied. I'm sorry. I totally lied. I said that I would be here on Tuesday, and I was not. I forgot that Tuesday was Veterans Day, and my husband had the day off work. I don't typically do this when he's here because he's annoying. I love him, but he's annoying. So instead, we went out to lunch when should have been doing this. Um, Out to lunch, went grabbed some things, last minute things from the grocery because I had the kids all day yesterday. They were exhausting. I love them. I love them. I don't mind watching them, but some days, the little one was just yesterday. He was a little twazy, as he says, twazy. He was twazy. So anyway, that's what I was doing Tuesday and Wednesday, and I will not be here tomorrow because I have them again overnight this time. So, but I might be able to do a catch up day on the weekend. Maybe. We'll see if I can do a bonus episode or not. Um Working on cutting up things. Did I close that door? Yep, I did. Okay. Um Working on coming up to things to put on different social media platforms and maybe adding some members here. Not members, but subscribers. I can't do members yet. Even if I don't really need them. So it's fine. So anyway, oh, that's what I forgot to do. I knew I was forgetting to do something. I was late doing my thing. Okay. Now I'm better. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Things happen. So also didn't have time to watch both Seven Little Johnsons and um Balin Out Loud yet. So I probably watch Balin Out Loud this afternoon and make notes. Um I did watch Seven Little Johnsons because I'm on a subreddit for that, and so I kind of have to keep up. Oh, so I broke my mouse. I'm so mad. I was carrying this to the living room to do work, and because I starting to edit some stuff, and my mouse fell off and broke like in two. I put it back together, and the buttons don't work. So I have my old mouse, which I don't really like. It's too big for my hand because I have small hands. My 4-year-old grandson's hand is half as big as mine. I'll put it that way. Also T-Rex arms. Okay. Um First things first. Oh, I got this in the mail yesterday. Not in the mail, Amazon package. We make pineapple pies during the holidays, and it is imperative that you put a ring around the pie. My ring, metal pie rings are just getting nasty looking, and I don't like doing the. I've done the tinfoil ones before, and that's just a pain in the butt. So I got these. There's two of them in here. They're pretty. They're a nice color, so I like that. And then we're gonna try these this year and see how it goes. But the pineapple pie is delicious. It's a custardy pie. It's not like the pineapple pie, not like most of the pineapple pie recipes you can find online. It's a different one. It has eggs and stuff in it, and it's a custard pineapple pie. It's really good. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you, I put on my underwear the other day. As I'm talking about my undies, and I'm like, oh, I really like that color, and I couldn't figure out why because it was just like not quite black color. It was this color? I don't know if you can see this real well. See how it's not quite black? Um, and I realize that's because that's what I see when I close my eyes. I see that color. Why do I see that color? Because I have aphantasia and I can't visualize things. Um, so if you think that people aren't really seeing things in their mind like they say they are, and you think that, when somebody tells you to imagine you're at a beach, they don't see a beach, they see a beach. They see a beach and you have aphantasia. I knew about this in like 1998. I've discovered that I had this. It didn't even get a name until 2015. Um, but it's been kind of acknowledged since the 1880s, I think, around the same time autism was acknowledged. But didn't get a name until 2015. So there's your fun fact for the day. Aphantasia, it's real. There's a little test online that you can take if you look up aphantasia apple test. Um, it will bring up a test with little apples. One is very, very bright and vivid. The shows like The Good Doctor where they can see stuff outside of their mind. That happens too. Those are hyperphantasia. They have hyperphantasia. So yeah, it's fun, interesting stuff. So anyway, my husband has it, which explains why he can't understand when I tell him how I want the landscaping to go. He cannot understand it. My my best friend's husband has it, which she discovered when they were putting up a. And she probably is a hyper fan. She probably, I know she can imagine really well, um, or visualize really well. I can imagine things. I can't visualize things. I have a healthy imagination, really healthy. I can make up all kinds of crap. If I could write it down, I'd be rich, like Stephen King. Maybe not like Stephen King. But, um, anyway, um, yeah. So aphantasia is a thing. It's a lot of people have it and don't realize it because they don't think of visualization when you say imagine things. Um, my daughter has it. Her husband has it. My son's girlfriend has it. Youngest son doesn't have it, but my oldest son I think might have it. He claims he doesn't, but then he said something the other day that made my husband go, okay, dude. Yes, they do. Yes, they do visualize things in their head. So anyway, that's a thing that you might have. You probably don't because it's not very common. I don't know why this I've surrounded my people with aphantasia. It's really weird. None of the rest of us families have it. It seems like I cannot find another person in the family that has it other than maybe my sister, but I think she was just being snarky. I don't know. Anyway, um, so we will start our reality roundup. Seven Little Johnstons, and we're going back to Alex and Emma's dinner with Anna. And it's so upsetting. It's just so upsetting. Alex and Emma are so self-absorbed. They cannot see. They want Anna to see where they're coming from, but they make no effort to see her side of it. None whatsoever. Like she didn't come to their graduation. They're all upset about it, which I understand. Okay, but you have to realize that that was going to take away from your graduation. That whole conflict would have reared its ugly head, especially with your mother. Um, and it would have taken away from the joy that they felt that day, and she didn't want that to happen. I think she was being very kind and nice to them, and they're just mad. They're just mad. They can't even tell you why they're mad. They can't tell you what she keeps doing. um so from what I gather on, like I said, I'm on the subreddit for this, so we get extraordinary information from like TikTok and stuff. From what I gather, and I could be wrong on this, Emma and Anna went to Buffalo Wild Wings, which why that's a problem, I don't know. Emma had a couple of drinks. She's 20. She had a couple of drinks. Should she have done it? No. Is it Anna's fault? No. Emma is a full grown freaking adult. She can say no. She can not order the drinks. Hello. So I don't know why Anna is all on Anna because Emma is the one that should be, well, actually, they're 20 years old, they shouldn't be punished for anything anyway. This is silly. They get in trouble with the law, that's one thing, but they shouldn't be punished. They're adults. They're adults. They act like they're little kids. They're adults. Everything is on Anna. Why? Why is everything on Anna? Why can't the parents make amends? Because the parents won't give in. That's what they said. And they did a playback, and I realized that Trent literally said he hated Anna. He said, "You wouldn't have so much hate and stuff if you would just, behave or whatever." I'm paraphrasing, but he literally said hate. What kind of parent says that to a kid? Any kid of any age. You don't tell your kid you hate them. That's terrible. They're terrible. Is it the without? I think I spelled something wrong because I have no idea what that means. Workout. No, I do know what that means. Okay, so Liz says that she wants to spend bonding time with Leighton and do fun mommy daughter things. So she goes to this workout thing, and I think she's going to work out with the kid. You lift the kid up, you do this, you do that. No, it's a workout for her. The kid sat in the stroller the whole time. This is not bonding time. Leighton could care less. She didn't even get out of. I don't think Leighton got out of the stroller one time. Literally one time. That's mommy time where the kids just tag along, and that's fine. I used to do that. We, when my kids were little, the local bowling alley had a morning uh, bowling league for bad bowlers, which I was a bad bowler, still am. Um, and they would take the kids into a playroom, and the kids would all get to play. And I did this with you had league 4 people in the league, so I did it with 3 other friends. All our kids would be off playing in the playroom with Fuzzy. That's what he was named. It was Fuzzy. Um, and they would play for an hour and a half or 2, or however long it took us to bowl. And we would chit chat and have fun while they were playing. And I'd have breakfast because I couldn't have breakfast earlier than that. So anyway, yeah. But that was not bonding time with my children. That was not a mommy and me thing. That was a me thing. That was a me thing that I did for me because I was a stay at home mom and I didn't have a lot of, well, I did have a lot of social interaction because I started a mom's club, but that's beside the point. It was still a me thing that I did for me and not for my kids. It was not a bonding time with my kids at all. Um, so don't couch it as a activity with the child because it's not. It's an activity for you that the child gets to tag along in because they happen to be there. And of course, after the dinner, Alex and Emma run straight to mommy, dearest, and daddy after their, to tell them everything that happened because they're totally enmeshed. It's crazy. So they're doing a fall festival, which is just another term for another time filler idea from production. And they said that they're getting ready to close the pool. Do they really close their pool? Does it even get cold enough in Georgia to close pools? Is it worth closing the pool? How long are you gonna have the pool closed? Because I mean, we can go till October sometimes now in Michigan with the pool open and open it as early as April. That's in Michigan. It's cold here. It's not cold in Georgia. So for some reason, not related to the fall festival at all, why they're talking about the fall festival, they decided they would do plank trivia, which you have a board, somebody stands on the board, another person goes out on the board, they ask some trivia questions, and if they get them all wrong, they have to jump in the water. It's silly. It's just time wasting silliness. Alex says he was worried on the board because it showed signs of weakness, and I believe him. It did not look like the most sturdy piece of wood ever. Um, he said you could hear it cracking and it was bending. You could see it bending. Uh, so they asked the questions, and the only person who knew that the god of the sea was Poseidon was Bryce. I think that he may be smarter than he comes off. um, I don't know that they know that because he wasn't playing plank trivia. Why was Bryce not invited to play plank trivia with the rest of the family? Oh, and Anna wasn't there yet either, of course. um, Emma's questions were harder to me. I didn't know a couple of them, but she missed the easy one. What do you call somebody who makes your coffee at the coffee shop? It's a barista. She didn't know that. She ended up first one getting wet. She also didn't. Liz didn't know that Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet. She said it was Leonardo. Leonardo who? Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo DiCaprio? What Leonardo? But Bryce knew, and he even knew that Shakespeare's first name was William. Good for you, Bryce. You should have played. You'd have won. She also didn't know that Abbey Road was a Beatles song. She guessed it was Guns N' Roses. Or who founded Microsoft, which is Bill Gates, which I wasn't coming to me at the time, but I would have remembered it eventually. Amber got her easy question first. What's the largest organ? It's the skin. And then Trent has to make a stupid, inappropriate sex joke, of course, because we can't get through any scene without Trent making some stupid sex joke. Um, One of her questions was the most downloaded app as of 2023. I don't know, and we'll never know because she guessed Amazon, and that wasn't the answer, and they never told us what it was. I tried to look it up, but couldn't look it up. She also did not answer a question about an economics question, and I say economics, not economics. Drives my daughter nuts because she's got a master's in economics. Um, Question about what is the invisible hand in economics? It's supply and demand. I didn't know that. Then they did a talking head. And Amber looks actually mad that Trent knew the answer and she didn't, which I thought was pretty funny. So Amber loses all of her questions and is like pussyfooting around getting into the pool. So Alex pushes her. She could have jumped in like anybody else, but just walk the plank, bitch, like a grown up. Jonah read the questions and Trent anchored the plank, so they were wusses too. Alex won because he knew one other question. I can't remember which one it was. So then we get to the part where Amber and Trent have bought a piece of land for Bryce and Liz in their neighborhood. And I'm paraphrasing here. She says, we don't want them to feel pressured to live in the neighborhood, but we bought land without them knowing about it, so they'll feel nice and pressured to live here. Do you need to give me an Adam Smith lesson? No, I don't want an economics lesson. Thank you. I love you, but no thank you, honey. I don't know who Adam Smith is. I don't need to know. Okay. They claim that if they don't want the lot, they'll totally understand. Yeah, right. I don't know if they're lying to us or themselves more. Trent says it's a gift, so you can. Yeah, and so was Anna's down payment, which was not a gift; it was what she earned. So you can hold it over their heads like Anna's down payment. Um, I want to know how they afforded this lot. Was it with the tax money they didn't pay? Because yeah, they owed a bunch of taxes apparently. I don't know what it is about TLC not telling their people that they have to pay taxes, but a lot of these reality show people get in trouble for not paying their taxes. Um, why do you not know you have to pay income tax? I don't get it. And then he has to make another sex joke. Ugh. So they didn't invite Anna at all or mention her to her that they were having this fall festival thing. Great move. Good job. Bryce didn't know what apples was. He intelligently opts out. I don't blame him. Liz is talking to Bryce's mom about Anna and about how Anna hasn't reached out and Anna's doing this and Anna's doing that. And um, Anna says, or Liz says that, or no, Bryce's mom says that she follows Anna on social media. Anna, you should block her, by the way. So if Liz ever wants to see, because Liz has her blocked, um, so if she ever wants to see anything, she'll show her. It's like, you're a freaking grown up. I hope you're embarrassed after watching this. Because Liz implied that Anna just didn't show up for the fall festival. Anna didn't know about the fall festival. So Bryce's mom, I don't know your name, but if you see this, I hope you're embarrassed for talking about Anna like that. Um, they have to have their stupid competitions. So they did hay bale stacking, which I don't think is a good idea for little people, especially when you're stacking them 5 high. Bryce chose to be on Liz's team so they wouldn't fight, which is interesting. Jonah and Bryce's team won. Jonah and Liz were the team captains. Trent went on. Trent and Amber were up next as team captains, and they were supposed to have one tall person on their team. Trent picked three. Amber still won, which I mean, Trent kind of cheated, so I have to give Amber that one for winning. And at the end of it, it indicated that Bryce is feeling pressured to take the land, and he doesn't want to live there with by his parents and her parents, especially her parents. But he's still feels pressured. No, no kidding. No shocker there at all. And maybe I will, maybe on Monday or on the bonus show, I will get to bailing out loud because it won't be on tomorrow to do that. Sorry, sorry. Life takes precedence sometimes. Okay, so you ready for uh, Reddit reads? I got 28 of them today. Which day? Monday? Monday, I think it was 3 hours long. Monday or last Friday, I can't remember. One of them was 3 hours long. I had a lot of long Reddit reads for some reason. Okay, so we'll start with Lauren says that Adam Smith is more of a philosopher than an economics. I don't know. Very generic name. That could be anybody. Anyway, this is from Petty Revenge, entitled I Made My Ex Think His PlayStation Had Connection Issues for Calling Me Names. Well, that sounds immature. When I was 20, I was not in a good relationship. He liked calling me insulting names when drinking. Well, I'm not going to be called a bitch without being one. So on rare occasions, I'd be feeling a bit petty. He would be playing video games. I would open the internet app on my phone and click on his PlayStation and disconnect it from the internet. That is not petty. That's just childish. He would start trying to doubleshoot the issue. Sorry. He would start trying to troubleshoot the issue. He would check the internet router, which would be fine. His phone was still connected. So when he would reset the PlayStation while it was powering back up, I'd turn the internet access on again so it would boot up and show everything is back to normal. Then just as he would get the game loaded back up and ready for a match, bam, disconnected. I'd do it a couple times before putting it back on and leaving him alone. I really got my cackles in it when he started questioning the not very frequent but random disconnects with his friends. He never did find out that it was me causing the random disconnects. They were certainly persistent when they happened. He doesn't use PlayStation anymore. Are you still with this guy? Yeah, honestly, that's kind of rude. I don't like it. I mean, he shouldn't call her names either, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that one. That's not harmless pettiness. That's frustrating person for no reason. Okay, so am I the jerk is the next subreddit. AITJ for blocking my neighbor's car with mine after he kept using my driveway. Nope, nope, not the jerk. My neighbor, 35 male, has this habit of parking in my driveway just for a minute and leaving his car there for hours. I, 33 male, have asked him multiple times to stop. Last week I came home to find his car in my driveway again, so I parked directly behind him and left my car there overnight. The next morning he was furious, saying I trapped him and made him late for work. No, park in your own driveway. It's not this hard. I told him it wouldn't have happened if he didn't use my driveway in the first place. Now he's telling everyone on the street I'm petty and escalated things. AITJ. No. United Manor is the top commenter, and they say, next time call a tow truck. You aren't his doormat. Good for you. Boundaries are healthy. Yep, call a tow truck. How else is he going to learn? Like, don't park in other people's driveway for hours. Don't even park in there for a few minutes. Park on the street. Park in your own driveway. Don't park at all. Get a car. Get rid of your car. I don't care. Oh. That was short. Maybe it won't be 3 hours today. Okay. That's weird. This was 14 days ago and it's waiting for moderator approval. Wonder if we can. Nope, she's got her. All right. Well, that stinks. Let's see if we can find another entitled people one, because I can do that. If I can find it. I told you I don't read these ahead of time. Entitled people. I usually have a few extra. I don't know why it needs moderator approval. It's kind of weird. Okay, so instead we're going to read entitled brother refuses to leave my house, so I got rid of the house. That's a plan. So this is my dad's story, not mine, but I thought it would still post. English isn't my first language and I'm on mobile, so sorry in advance for all the mistakes. I'll be keeping things vague to keep my anonymity. Anonymity. So my dad was born in a country A but moved to country B in his late 20s. The family was always willed to my dad, but the family home, sorry. The family home was always willed to my dad, but my granddad, however, during the last 2 years of his life, he was very ill, so my uncle and his mistress moved into the family home to take care of my grandpa. Also, because my uncle's then wife threw him out of their house for cheating. My dad wasn't happy about the mistress staying over, however, would rather have my uncle take care of my granddad than put him in a home or have the house care with people we don't know too well. My grandpa sadly passed a few years back, and my uncle is still staying in the house. 1 year after his passing, my dad finally asked him to leave the house or buy the house off of him. And when my uncle agreed to begin with, he went back on his word a few months later. Another couple of months passed, and my dad decided to move legally, but the legal route takes forever. My dad cut the electricity and water to the house as he was the one always paying for it, yet they still refused to leave. That might be illegal. That might be illegal. It would be illegal in the U.S. Another couple of months passed, and my dad decided. Sorry. This year, he finally had enough of my uncle's BS and had people scout the area for when no one was in the house and had the house demolished. So there was no house for them to go back to now. Yeah, they wouldn't get away with that in the U.S. either. Added info about my uncle. My uncle here is the older son and golden boy of the siblings. This man was also willed a house of his own, plus other stuff from the inheritance, but he lost that house in the divorce and made some stupid decisions on the other half. My dad actually got the least amount of inheritance as he was deemed well off, and my uncle was deemed needing more support. By the way, my uncle also owns a business. He has enough money to get a place of his own, but he won't, because why would he? And then he can stay in the big family house for free. Top comment is from Minimal Conference. It says, that's some next level petty revenge. Dad said, fine, no house for anyone then. The next, somebody answered that this ain't petty revenge. This is final boss level revenge. Dude went full Thanos on family property. Wow, that's something. I don't think you could get away with this in the U.S., especially if you started with cutting off the utilities. Um, you'd have to go the legal route. You'd have to have them evicted. I'm probably going to have to go get a drink because I forgot to do that. So I'll probably have to take a break here in a few minutes. And okay, that's one. Didn't read. Oh, I gotta do one thing. Oh, I also forgot to do that. I'm gonna have to start making notes on when I start and stop things because um I can't find what I mean when I'm editing. Okay, this is from Mother-in-Laws from Hell. Update on Mother turned up at our house, which we have read. We have read these already, so um let me see when we read these. Don't need that one. This is from Mother-in-Laws from Hell. No. We're at on the 7th. So if you go back to the 7th, it's on that um on there. I also have the original coming up, so I'm gonna have to probably move things around because we already read the original too. Okay. So next update. Um this was 28 days ago. Uh well, she got out of jail. They rang me to let me know that they had released her a couple of hours ago, which they do sometimes, especially when there's a victim crime. They will let the victim know that the perpetrator is out of jail. I let my husband know that, and he said, I know she's been blowing up my phone since she got out. She wants me to pick her up and drive her back to our house so she can get an apology from you. And if you don't know, this crazy lady showed up at their house and went insane. I laughed and said it's never going to happen. He had told her the same thing. She then said, at least get me my car. Her car's been sitting in her yard since I got up this morning, so I got it towed. The police wouldn't take it, and my husband said he wasn't driving it to her house because he would need someone to give him a lift back, and he doesn't want to help her after all that crap yesterday. I understand the sentiment, but does the wife not drive? Can't she drive their car over there while he drives his mom's car? But getting it towed is perfectly fine too. pettier, pettier, more revengey. I knew she would use it coming back here, and once she was here, she would cause another scene. So I told it. I don't blame her. I mean, it definitely should have been where the car was not there, so she didn't have an excuse to come back. Now I owe her another apology, according to her, plus whatever it cost to get out. Nope, that's not on you. But she can't afford that right now, so she asked my husband to pay for it, and he told her to F off and that she had some nerve after what she pulled yesterday to be asking for any favors, let alone for money and to stop calling him. The police said to me to unblock her, but my husband is adamant that I leave her blocked and she can just call him and carry on, and we will keep any more letters that show up. If she turns up here again, we will be keeping and it all, handing it all in the security footage. We discussed getting another lock for the front door. She doesn't have the keys to our house, but he's very upset that at the thought that she might come here again and the next time actually break a window or smash the current lock we have. We have security doors and screens though, and she's not and he's told me to make sure that I deadbolt them when he's not home anymore. My mill is a much smaller woman than I am, but I have a disability, though it isn't major. I could probably fight off an 82, 83-year-old woman if I need to, but there's a risk that we don't want to have to take. We are also definitely going to apply for a restraining order, but the police said it can take a while. Thank you for all of you who gave me some useful advice. Thanks for the kind responses. Yeah, it can take a couple of weeks for a restraining order because you actually do have to go to court and ask for them. And you also have to serve her, and that can take a while, especially if she's being cagey about being served. So yeah, it can take a while sometimes. Yeah, I feel sorry for OP. Her mother-in-law sounds like a nut. I wonder if she has dementia. I wonder if she's always been like that, or if she has some kind of dementia where she has no more filter anymore. So that happens sometimes. My neighbor across this is from What Should I Do? My neighbor across the street dumped her trash into my trash can. I can never imagine why she's a nice old lady decided to drop her trash in my can, already collected, and then just casually take her can back. Oh, that's not nice. Why would you do that? Put it in your own can. You can keep it for a week. There's a video. Do you want to see the video? I'll show you the video. It'll be small, maybe, depending on your screen. Okay. There's the lady coming across the street with her little baggie with her little bag of kitchen garbage. Barefoot, I might add, in a house dress, and sticks it in the neighbor's. Why would you do that? I don't get it. Why would you do that? That's crazy. Why should it take it so long? How long does it take you to chuck a bag of garbage in a bin? And then she goes back to her own. and takes the garbage up to her house. Like, that's just evil. I'd take it and dump it on her front porch. I'd take it out and dump it on her front porch. That's what I'd do with it. Like, she did it, so you know where it came from. Beautiful Length answered or is a top commenter, she didn't want her can to have trash sitting in it until the next pickup. Yeah, she might have it in her front porch and watch it. Patient Temporary says, yep, I can't tell you how often I've wanted to do this. Kid always has the nastiest diapers on Monday right after pickup. Oh, yeah. That's not nice. Don't do this, people. Don't put your garbage in somebody else's trash bin. That's just not nice. Don't do it. All right, I have to go get something to drink. Um, so we will take a little break. This is normally where I'd put in ads if I could do that, but I can't. I need more subscribers, so please tell your friends. I just dropped my little Amazon package. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your family, unless they're your enemies. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the ambient noise of my um dryer. And I guess I lost my one viewer. Lauren, where'd you go? She sent a text. Hold on just a second. Let's see if she sent a text. No, just thumbs up. Okay, our next read is from Malicious Compliance. Okay, I won't answer all my old staff's questions and help them. Before I retired, I was a manager and programmer at a department located in the US. I would program, manage, assign projects, create timelines, answer questions that my staff had, etc. The company I worked for decided to consolidate the US and UK programming departments, and the new boss decided to have only managers in the UK overseeing the programmers in the US. That seems dangerous. This meant that I was only supposed to keep programming. I had the most experience among all the US UK programmers. No longer needed to do the management side of things, but I still got the same pay I used to. Due to a 6-hour time difference between the US and the UK, that meant there were only 2 or 3 hours each day that we overlapped. Like I said, that was a dangerous decision. This left the rest of the day for my old staff to either wait until the next day or ask their new boss to come in to me and I could answer immediately. The latter made more sense so they could keep working. Yeah. But eventually the UK managers complained to the US UK boss that the US staff wasn't coming to them for help and they were still coming to me, which the UK managers were having a conniption about. Yeah, people can get really territorial about their jobs. It's kind of weird. My boss told me to stop helping my old staff when they asked me questions that they needed to asked the new manager. So it was time for malicious compliance. I went back to only programming, and when my old staff came and asked me questions, usually in the afternoon US time since the UK was done for the day, I told them that it was no longer to help. I told them I was told to no longer help them and that they should ask their new UK manager the next day or send their UK boss an email with their question. I told them it was time for malicious compliance since US programmers knew exactly what would happen. So my old team started deluging their UK bosses with questions, problems, etc., and then had to wait till the next day or two to get them answered. Within 2 weeks, the US team was missing deadlines, etc. The UK managers had to answer why their team was missing deadlines. After a couple of more weeks, my boss and the UK managers came to the realization that due to the 6 hour time difference, there should be a manager in the US. No kidding. This is exactly what I told them weeks ago. Sometimes they just don't understand until they suffer the consequences. Finally, my boss asked if I would be a manager again, and I told her I was happy to just programming and didn't need the other work. They ended up giving me a raise in order to get me back to managing the US programmers. That's a good way to get a raise. Good job. Reb Shui says holding out and getting the raise is a chef's kiss. Um, and the next top rated commenter is managers never seem to realize what will happen when people need to wait for an answer to something from coworkers on the other side of the world. Yeah. Unless you're willing to pay people to stay the extra 6 hours so that they can answer questions for the US people, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Okay, our next read is from AITAH. AITA for calling my Sil a mistress in front of everyone after she said I deserve paternity. So it's tagged, flared, sorry, English second language. So this might be a little messy. Although sometimes the English as a second language people speak better than the native speakers. My seal on this Sunday, or sorry, my brother had an extramarital affair and he divorced my sister in law and got married to my current sister in law, the mistress. Always a bad dynamic. He basically ditched his wife and got married to this stupid woman, and our family is having to accept her because of my brother. Yeah, I'm sure no one's happy about that except the brother. My seal on this Sunday was on our family gathering. My seal on this Sunday was on our family gathering. Asked my wife to prove that our daughter is actually mine. We are both brown, all of us, and I am on the more fair side, but my daughter came out as completely brown. She said to my wife that it would be nice if she takes a paternity test to prove to our family that the child is mine. She said that my daughter couldn't have inherited from me because and had to be a little fair as in skin. That is not how skin tone works. You can have two white people that have like white looking people, I guess you should say, that have native or African heritage, and sometimes that African heritage will come out in their skin, in the baby's skin. You cannot tell. In that case, you probably might want a paternity test because 10% of all babies are legitimate. But yeah, genetics are weird. Genetics are really weird. You can get a throwback to somebody, or you can look just like somebody. My sister picked up a picture of herself when we were going through pictures when my grandmother died, and starts waving it around, saying, "This is me. This is me. This is me." I knew that picture wasn't her. I knew it was of our great aunt, my grandmother's sister. And I said, I said, you should check the back of that, see who it is." And it was not her. And I showed a picture of my cousin and her newborn to my boss, and she's like, Julia, Julia, my daughter-in-law had her baby. I'm like, no, it's not even me. What are you doing? Like, first of all, it would be way early. I said, no, that's my cousin. That's how much we look alike. My boss couldn't even tell the difference. So, you know, that old Patty Duke show, cousins, identical cousins. Yeah, I have one of those. It's not even my cousin. It's my dad's cousin. It's my dad's first cousin. So it's my first cousin once removed. But yeah, people can favor. And apparently Colin genes are strong. All right, so let's go back. Sorry, sidetracked. My wife couldn't say anything because of the sudden shock, but I told her that my wife doesn't need to prove anything and she's not going to be proving herself. She said that it's best that I find out about my heritage after. I said she's a mistress, so she is maybe experienced or inexperienced. My mom pulled me aside and asked, why would I say that out loud in front of everyone? And I said with my loud voice, a second rate mistress is questioning my wife, and she should not be having an affair with married men. I love my wife, and my brother asked me and my wife to apologize to his wife. And I said, I will never apologize to anyone, and I won't let my wife do so, even if she wants to. He said he didn't want to stay with someone, his ex, because of an arranged marriage. And I replied that I don't care. His wife is still a mistress and a stupid mistress to ask other women for paternity. He's correct on that. Am I the a-hole? My family is broken. In fact, we broke off because of that witch mistress, but I will never apologize to her or my brother for her accusations towards my wife. No, you shouldn't apologize to her because of these accusations. Crazy. These people are crazy. Um, no, you definitely. I mean, it's a shame that your family broke up because of this, but she should have kept her freaking mouth shut. What was she thinking? She thinks she's not going to get called out. She basically accused the other woman of having an affair. Just because you have an affair doesn't mean other people do. Get back in your lane, lady. Back in your lane. Stryker says, NTA, glass houses and stones do not mix. Subplunk says, my granddad used to say people who live in glass houses shouldn't take showers. McNally for mayor says, it's better to lead a gift horse to water than to put the cart before it and beat it until it's dead. Oh, that's funny. My grandpa just said, never put off tomorrow what you never do today what you can put off till tomorrow. He was a procrastinator. It was fine. He got to it eventually. Okay, and in benign existence, baristas played rock paper scissors to see what I should drink. Oh, that's fun. I have to be out of the house today for mold remediation. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. Life has sucked majorly lately. Yeah, it sounds like it because they're probably getting the mold remediation because they got sick from the mold. I went to my favorite local coffee shop, and despite the long line, was still unsure on whether I wanted an iced latte or an iced matcha. I asked the people behind the counter what I should get, and one woman said latte and one woman said matcha. And I was about to agree with matcha woman when she said, "Let's rock paper scissors and see who wins." I was so delighted, and latte woman won. Scissors to paper. She got an iced latte, so I got an iced latte instead. I'm very indecisive and was worried they'd be annoyed at having to choose for me, but it seemed like they had fun. This place is my favorite, and I'm thankful it's here. Name it. Where is this? They need more. They need more customers. Clearly, don't need more customers if the lines are long. But yeah, like this is cool. Like this is the way you customer service people. That's how you customer service people. Do fun. Have fun with it. Have more fun at work. Oh, that reminds me. I was forgot to put this in my opening statements. Target is apparently for the Christmas season and maybe forever, I don't know, going to start greeting everyone. If they are within 10 feet of you, they have to smile and acknowledge your presence with a hi. And if they are closer to you, within 4 feet of you, then they have to interact with you. This sounds annoying to me as a customer. Like, I don't want you in my face. Like, don't get in my face. If I need something, I'll come get you. Okay. Just have somebody available. Um, yeah. Somebody was complaining about how dour they all seem at Target because they're understaffed. They're understaffed and they won't do anything about it. I did go in. We have a brand new Ace Hardware in town, and we went in there, and you could tell everybody was very happy to be there, very happy to be working for Ace Hardware, and it showed. And it should be like that everywhere. Everyone should want to work. most of the time. I mean, everybody has those days where you don't want to be at work. I get that. And some workplaces you just don't want to be there because of the atmosphere. It's not that you don't like the job; it's that the atmosphere is tiring and annoying, and they expect too much of you with not enough people. And they're still not going to have staff for this, so nothing's going to get done. I think they should all maliciously comply. That's what Target employees should do. Maliciously comply. Take care of the customers. Leave the other work. See what happens. They got to fire all of you? No, they can't afford to do that. That's just my take. So next we have Just No Mill. My mill joined our family cruise. I joined the drink package. SOS friends. So my father-in-law passed last year. My mother and my wife, 40, moved her mom in. I get it. Family first, high emotions, etc. But now they're joined at the hip. Every weekend it's brunch, shopping, and binge watching together. I'm 43, hanging out with the kids and just trying not to lose my mind while they operate as a two-person tag team. This came Then came the family cruise. And let me be clear, not my idea. I was outvoted before I even opened my mouth. 7 straight days of togetherness in a floating hotel room. By midweek, I was a regular at the cruise bar, nursing solo drinks like I was in therapy and getting oh so close to some karaoke mistakes. The upside, I started working out again, dripping with sweat, feeling better than ever in my 40s, and channeling all that pent up mother in law energy into making myself more fit. And when I'm not sweating it out, I'm wrestling my giant floof, my dog, not a metaphor. At least he doesn't criticize how I fold towels. Well, I mean, you have to fold towels the right way, dude. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You have to fold them differently for where you live, too, because sometimes they'll fit one way in one house and another way in another house. Oh, yeah, I think he needs to go on a trip with just his wife, it sounds like. Open Kaleidoscope says, family first. This means you, not mother-in-law. And no interaction says there's some huge disconnect here. Mother-in-law misses her spouse, so therefore it's 24/7 BFF mom and daughter girl time. I don't get that vibe. I definitely have fun with my mom, but your wife's spouse is still alive and wanting a relationship. So husband matters no so husbands matter more when they're dead. It doesn't even have to be all or nothing. The balance is out of whack here. Actually, mother-in-law needs to learn to cope on her own, depending on her age, if she's young especially. Doesn't say. Well, the wife is 40, so the mother-in-law has to be at least in her 60s. Yeah, she's too young. She's too young to be like the hanger-on mom. She needs to buck up. Buck up, people. Retail hell. This is from the subreddit Retail Hell. People are getting too bold about IDs, and it's flared customers suck. As the title says, I work in a convenience store. We have to ID for alcohol, cigarettes, lighters, lottery, and even some cold medicines. Lighters, really? People have always been pissy and angry about me daring to ask them for their ID that they left in the car, but lately they're just boldly and unabashedly rude. Like yesterday, I had a man try to buy cigarettes. When I asked for his ID, he just went no. Not I forgot it, not even it's in the car, just flat no, I'm not giving you my ID. Okay, then you don't get your cigarettes, dude. Me like, okay, then you're not getting your cigarettes. Do you think I'm just gonna be like, okay, let him have it anyway on me? No. Yesterday I had an older gentleman set booze on the counter, and when I asked to scan his ID, we have to for booze, he just stared at me in the eyes and said, no, I'm not letting you scan my ID. Just completely unashamed about being an ass. I just took the bottle away from him, smiled, and said, have a nice day because I was too exhausted to argue. But the audacity. That's what you should be doing every time somebody does this. If they say no, I mean, sometimes it's store policy that you have to scan your ID for things, cigarettes, booze being the most common. And sometimes they card everybody. You should take it as a compliment. You look young. But If you just tell them no, okay, you don't get it then. And that should be the store policy. Okay, you don't get it then. Don't argue with them. Don't like become exasperated with them. Just treat them like children and put it away. Like, okay, I guess you're not getting that today. Would you like to try again? Salty Spittoon says, I lie and tell customers that our district manager is required to view camera footage for all alcohol and tobacco sales. If we are caught not checking the customer's ID, we are terminated. No write up, no warning whatsoever. I even point to the camera right above the register. Why lie? Just tell them no, you can't do that. You don't have to lie about the cameras. You don't have to lie about people looking at the cameras. It's store policy. You ID'd them. They need to give you their ID. If not, they don't get to buy them. Super simple. Super, super simple. And your managers should back you up on that. Next, we have Am I the Devil? And they entitled this OOP Should Never Reproduce. And it's from Ask Men Advice. Subreddit Ask Men Advice, which is going to be a problem, I can tell you already. How to explain that my girlfriend's smut book exposed women's hypocrisy? I found out my girlfriend reads smut books with rape in them. I made a comment she disagrees with. How do I get her to see my side? Basically, I said the popularity of these books prove that women don't mind sexual assault if it comes from an attractive man. In fact, they literally get off on it. My girlfriend said I was wrong and that obviously if she once was assaulted in real life, she would be just as traumatized by it, regardless of whether it was the man was good looking or not. Exactly. She made the argument that fantasy is separate from reality, and I enjoy something in a book that is different from being okay in real life. So let's turn this around. If you're watching porn and it's a simulated sexual assault situation, does that mean you want to sexually assault a woman? Way too many men want to sexually assault women anyway, so I asked her in that case, why do these violent fantasies and books always have good looking good looking men specifically? Why does porn always have good looking women specifically? So you can turn this around. This is the easy one. She said it's because everyone, both men and women, want to fantasize about being with a person they find attractive. So I told her she proved my point. This stuff only becomes enjoyable when the person is good looking. No, it's not what she said at all. Again, she pushed back that fantasy is different from reality and that reality it wouldn't matter what the person looks like, that the situation wouldn't be equally traumatic regardless. How do I get her to see your point? You don't because your point's dumb. Cake the Mighty Jesuit says it's actually really encouraging to see all the comments from the dudes in the thread. He is getting shut down. Somebody said, you know, you're effed in the head when even our Ask Men advice is calling you crazy lunatic and a danger. It's like Ted Bundy is telling you that you've taken crimes great too far. Oh, love it. That's great. Lixer says this sub usually has an undying hate boner for women existing. OOP is too evil even for them. Didn't know that was possible. Yeah, it's not, no, it's not the same thing at all. Fantasy is not reality. You can fantasize about things that you would never want to happen in reality. Okay, server life is just a clip. It's actually funny. Oh, let's share. It's sad, but it's funny. She's doing it also neatly and nicely, and oops. All that food. Oh my gosh. That was what, like $100 of food? Oh, that poor girl. She probably got fired too. I wouldn't be surprised if she got fired at all. Would not at all be surprised she got fired. Yeah, Jen says she knows she has to go tell the kitchen to refire that whole ticket and she's panicking. Yeah. Warp Bandit says, and she has to figure out what to tell the guests. Doreen Dippy says, oh, that's an easy one. Just lie. Caboose, the kitchen accidentally threw your ticket away. Sorry. Oh, that poor girl. I feel for her. It's funny, but I feel for her. Okay, expectation versus reality. Um, I was pleasantly surprised. Today is my birthday. This first picture, I think, was the template. So let's go to sharing. Oh, hold on. Okay. So that's cute as heck. A little doggy with the flowers in the middle basket. A little doggy made out of flowers. I've never seen a little doggy made out of flowers before. That's cute. It's a cute little floofy dog. Oh, that's cute. That worked out well. Oh, cute. Oh, that's excellent. That is excellent. I love it. It worked out perfectly. Sometimes expectations do meet reality. Somebody else posted a fall color one. Get they got a birthday. They got it given as a birthday a few years ago, so that's nice. They're so adorable. Okay, we're halfway through. It's only an hour. Uh, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I go live. I try to go live at least 4 times a week, usually about noon to Eastern time. Yep, it's only going to be 2 times this week. Sorry, this is just a hobby. This is just a hobby. If you have a story of your own or come across a good one in the wild, please send us an email entitled submission at Brunch Bunch. I can't even say it. Brunch Bunch, all one word, at gmail.com. If you would like an email link to today's current live, send an email entitled subscribe to the same email. And the email is also in the description. Um, I don't know how long, if I start getting, actual subscribers, I don't know how long I'll be able to do the emails, but I will try. Okay. And this is from Zillow Gone Wild, where perfection meets limitless budget because why stop now? I do not know how many pictures this has, but this is crazy. Look at this. This is nutso. Well, they do have a dock over here. They don't have a boat. They don't have a boathouse. They have all of this and not a boathouse. What the heck? What are they doing? What are they even doing? There we go. Holy cow. They have not one but two carriage houses. I guess the kids can live in those. That's for the kids. It's beautiful. The view like someplace I would be familiar with. It almost looks like something on the Detroit River. At least they don't have a TV above their fireplace. I don't like the white kitchen. That's my personal, just a personal preference. I like all the views of the water. That's gorgeous. Look at that. This is our little break. That's a closet. That's a closet, guys. That's just a closet. That's crazy. Okay, that's much. It's too much. Too much. Ew, I don't like that. Bunk beds for the cousins, I guess. I mean, you can have a great family gathering there. Oh no, I think this is just a bar, but I like that for the kitchen. That's pretty. And they have a pool, of course. A bowling alley? They have a bowling alley in their house. I'd get so good at bowling. I already mentioned bowling. I don't understand why you have a picture of a golf course. A giant picture of a golf course. Is that supposed to be a TV? That's weird. I'm sorry, but that's a little weird. Card table. Another TV. What even is that? Is that just a wine cellar? I don't know. And a theater. And a theater. All the TVs and a theater. What even is that? What am I looking at? Is that a sauna? I think that's a sauna. That might be a sauna. Oh, that's the last picture. It's not sharing. This is in Minnesota. That's somewhere in Minnesota. It has an address. I'm gonna look fine. They are fun to look at. No, I thought it looked more north. I was right. It's Minnesota. Minnesota has lots of water. So does Michigan. All right. Our next read is from Am I Overreacting? AIO, who needs enemies when you have family? Aunt harvested my garden and mom let her do it. Well, I spent 6 months growing my garden, planting it, watering it, taking care of it, watching it grow. Something successful I built and poured into it so much that my mom helped me expand and plant it in the ground. I come home today at the end of the growing season to be basically bagged up and wiped out. My drama loving aunt, who I stay away from, is visiting the city and decided to harvest about 75% without asking my mom, and my mom just let her. Didn't stop her, didn't text or warn me, just let it happen, and probably encouraged it out of pity and and a history of bad influence. Then my aunt has the nerve to brag to me that she took all of it and will give it to her neighbors like it was hers to take. I'm beyond disappointed, but mostly I'm just done with this level of ignorance. I don't even care to say anything because I'm so shocked and annoyed about the lack of care for my feelings and my hard work. I won't waste my time teaching grown adults basic respect. Would love some advice for moving past this. And this is her little harvest here. Which I mean, don't be mad about the green tomatoes. Why is it not sharing? There it goes. Okay. I'm not mad about the green tomatoes because you can fry those up and they're really good. But who is it for this aunt to take it and to harvest it and then just take it? Like maybe OP wants some fried green tomatoes. These are not done. These are okay because you can eat them like that. Um, but yeah, I wish I got that many tomatoes out of my garden. I never get good tomatoes out of my garden. Didn't even do a garden this year. Maybe next year. I took the year off. Oops. I took the year off of gardening. I should get back to it. This is from Traumatize Them Back. I am a betrayer of the white race. Somebody accused me of being racist against white people the other day. They pointed out a truth. I don't think you can be racist against your own race. You know? I've got to remember to put chapstick in my car. Thank you. I don't know. I have a bad habit that I need chapstick as soon as I sit down in the car. I don't need chapstick any other time, but sitting down in the car, going to bed, and right now, because this like dries out my lips a little bit. Craziness. All right, we'll start over. This is from the subreddit Traumatize Them Back. Am I a betrayer of the white race? And it's flared traumatized. To give context, my father was born in Morocco, meaning I have an Arabic sounding last name. Despite that, I look like your average white dude with possibility of a hint of Mediterranean details if you look closely. This was in 2021 when the first wave of COVID vaccines rolled around. Me being obese, I was on the priority list for the first dose. I was waiting in the lobby with my mask, my ID, and social security number. Some of the staff working at this moment were not white, but I couldn't tell where exactly their origin was, nor did I care, because most of the time we don't care about that. But the other person sitting next to me, he did care. Drunk out of his mind, he starts blathering about we're not in our own country anymore, and all those sons of Arabs, African plebes can't trust anyone these days. Then he puts his arm around my shoulder and shook me like I was an old pal and says, we're just you and me against the world. We need to stay strong and together and we'll get replaced or else we'll get replaced too. I just said, Yeah, sure, uh-huh. My dad's from Morocco. What do you think now? Like literally African. With his drunk set induced shaking, I accidentally dropped my ID and drunkard says, I got you, buddy. Picks it up and reads my very Arabic name. He's flabbergasted, shocked like no other, wide eyes and everything you can imagine. A nurse calls my name and I take my ID, and right when I entered the vaccine room, he said, "You betrayed me!" Like he was Brutus and like I was Brutus and he was Caesar. Still a hilarious moment in this dark period where I felt like a spy. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't be racist, people. You can't really tell. You can't really tell all of the time. Somebody accused my niece of being a white girl. She's like, I am not white. She's not. She looks white. She's not. Oh, my favorite singer is my grandfather was an anchor baby, but no one cares he was because he was white with the most deadpan face I can muster. Sometimes I change it up. Why should I be upset about immigration when my own grandfather was an anchor baby? I don't technically belong here. Watch them stutter. Oh, we're all, if you're in the US and you're not Native American, one of your ancestors was an anchor baby. And I say this as somebody whose ancestors have been here since the 1600s. Still not here. Still don't deserve to be here more than somebody who's a native. This is from Confession. Last night, I humiliated myself in front of my parents, and the reaction broke me. Oh no. My parents kicked me out a few months ago, and last night after work, I went to their house to beg them to let me sleep in my room for just a few nights. I told them I could just come to sleep after work and leave early in the morning so they don't have to see my face, and they said no. I don't even know how I tried because they made it clear that they want nothing to do with me when they kicked me out after finding out I was bi, and they didn't want me influencing my little brother. They were so cold and unmoving when I was begging them to let me stay just a few nights with tears in my eyes. I have tears in my eyes. I was really humiliated to be turned away by my own parents, but it's my own fault because I should know better. I was so hopeful on my way that they're thinking of being of the possibility. I was so hopeful on my way there, thinking of the possibility of sleeping on my bed in my room and not having to worry about my safety or the cold for just a few nights, and maybe my parents realizing they made a mistake, apologizing and allowing me to move back in. But that's clearly not going to happen. I'm on my own, and the sooner I make peace with that, the better. Added, I'm not a minor, I'm 19. Oh, I hate your parents, OP. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I would never. I've had kids that, gay kids that weren't my own living in my house. One of my kids is a bi. I would never kick them out for any reason. Heck, my kids have stayed here when they did worse things than being bi or gay. I don't understand parents like this. I don't understand. Do you not love your kids unconditionally? Because apparently you do not, because you kicked them out for something that they can't control. Why would you do that? You're awful, awful people. LP, your parents are awful people. Want to come over for Thanksgiving? We're not doing anything for Thanksgiving until Saturday, but you're more than welcome. Come hang out. That's not true. We might be going somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know yet. Oh, this is from a Am I the A-hole? AITA for replacing pictures of my cousins with pictures of my dog. Depends on the cousins. My grandpa's birthday was a couple of weeks ago. 6 weeks before his birthday, I texted all of my siblings and cousins, there's 9 of us, and told them to send me a picture of themselves within the next 4 weeks so I could put it in a phone case for our grandpa's birthday. That's nice. 2 weeks later, I sent the text again saying I needed a picture of them, and anybody that chooses not to send a picture will be replaced with a picture of my dog. I had 3 cousins tell me to screenshot something from their Instagrams, and I didn't respond. I sent out a text the day before I put the order in saying anybody that did not send a picture of themselves in the last 24 hours would be replaced by a picture of my dog. Same 3 cousins never sent pictures. Their spots have my dog in a sombrero, my dog at the pumpkin patch, and my dog in a chicken costume. They came over for my grandpa's birthday, Saw him open the new phone case. That's a really sweet idea. I love that idea. I saw that their pictures weren't on the case and got mad for me not picking something off their Instagrams like they told me. OP should not have to go digging through your pictures to find one of you. You know which one you want to use. Go get it and send it to him. I said that I sent 3 reminders to send me a picture with a clear warning that anybody who did not send a picture would be replaced by a picture of my dog. They knew exactly what would happen. My grandpa finds it hilarious, but their parents are telling my parents that I kept them off the phone case on purpose, and they want me to apologize. No, it wasn't on purpose. Well, I mean, it was by you. Am I the asshole for replacing them with pictures of my dog because they never sent me a picture? No, no, not at all. Hawaiian Stylin says, Grandpa liked it. That's all that matters, NTA. Obvious Arrival says, this and it's not your fault that people can't follow directions. Molasses Inevitable said, or are too lazy. They're just too lazy. They know how to do that. If they don't know how to do it, they can ask somebody. Itchy Credit says, wants the credit but won't lift the finger. Literally a finger on the keyboard. Problem solved. They couldn't do it. And In the Cloud says, they're not mad. They don't get credit. They're mad OP made it look like they didn't participate in the group project and made them look bad when it was never their gift or their job. Not lazy. No, are lazy. No, you're wrong, In the Cloud. Your head's in the cloud, dude. My daddy says they didn't participate in the project. OP gave them multiple weeks and multiple notices to send a picture and even told them what would be on it if they didn't. OP paid for it, and therefore it was a solo gift or supposed to be a group project is irrelevant. They can't get upset that they're not on it or even that they look bad if they didn't want to take the time to reassure them. Neither was the case. Eki Flump says, I'm darker than this. Not only all of the above, but I suspect at least one of them is pissed they didn't get to have a sulk because the OP took a random picture on Insta that made them look bad, fat, goofy because OP is mean to them and hates them. That's the thing. He goes through their pictures on their Instagram. What's he going to choose? You want that? You want that to happen to you, OP? I'll find a worse picture of you I can. Just to be mean. Next we have I Don't Work Here Lady, and it is entitled I'm a Dumb Teen in My 40s. Some grumpy old man. Getting a prescription. Why can I not talk today? I cannot talk today. My tongue is tangled. Getting a prescription filled at the grocery store, waiting in line, taking forever. Many of these places have blood pressure machine, and I'm sure you've seen them. Older man sits down at the machine, hits start, and tries to shove his arm in. Starts bitching since his arm won't go in. I told him nicely to hit the stop button twice and then let it deflate and then put his arm in. I know how this effing things work. I don't need some dang teenage cashier think they know better. I'm in my 40s, balding fat dude. Today is a school day as well. Not wearing the color of the store workers wear as well. I guess cashier is a diss as well. Pharmacy tech comes to help. Gray-haired man. He yells at him too. Some people suck. And Lyndon Little Blue Ball says, old man yells at clouds. And okay, Outlander says, shakes fist. Yeah, this guy's just cranky old man. Ignore him. Ignore him. He will die alone, probably. This is from our Overheard. Overheard in Target handbag aisle. Sweatpants, LV purse, a Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton, right? Sweatpants, Louis Vuitton purse, Starbucks, and a messy mom bun. All I'm saying is you don't see celebrities walking the red carpet with a crossbody bag. It ruins the line of your outfits. 14-year-old daughter in an athletic team uniform. All I'm saying is I'm not a freaking celebrity on the red carpet, and I just want to carry my phone hands free. I wanted to hug that kid. Her mom was insufferable. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. So you don't wear crossbody bags because celebrities on the red carpet don't wear them. Are you okay, lady? It's very convenient sometimes, especially when you're like being touristy. Airports, tourist locations. These have been pretty short most of the day. This one's a little longer, so I will take a drink before I start. This is from True Off My Chest, entitled My Boyfriend's 10-year-old son came to live with us after months of abuse, and it's breaking my heart watching him try to feel safe. Oh, that sounds heartbreaking. I don't even really know how to start this. My boyfriend's 10-year-old son came to live with us recently after being taken out of his mom's house because of horrible abuse from her boyfriend. Oh, that's heartbreaking. We always had our suspicions that something wasn't right over there, but we had no idea how bad it really was until CPS got involved. Her boyfriend had been locking him in a cupboard, actually making him sleep there at night. He'd withhold food from him, hit him, scream at him, and call him names. He told this little boy awful things. Before anyone wonders why his dad didn't step in sooner, it wasn't because he didn't care. He's always loved his son and wanted to be in his life, but his ex made it nearly impossible. She constantly moved without telling him, blocked his number, and even tried to even lied to the court about where she was living. She's also been struggling with pills for a long time, and that's when everything really started to fall apart. When she was using heavily, she disappeared for days and let her boyfriend handle everything, and that's when most of the abuse happened. My boyfriend tried to fight for custody, but every time he got close, she would vanish again or make up some story. It wasn't until recently that she finally resurfaced, and that's when CPS got involved and everything came to light. The guilt eats him up. He's been living with us for about 3 months. He's safe, he's loved, has his own bed and room and food and whenever he's hungry. But you can tell he still doesn't believe it. He acts like every kind gesture is a trick. 3 months is a very short time for a kid to get over trauma like that. Think about how long his life is. He's only 10 years old. How long did this abuse go on for? That's a percentage of his life. If it started when he was 5, that's half his life. He's such a gentle kid, so sweet and careful, but he's also constantly on edge. Yeah. I hope he's in therapy. If someone shuts the door too hard, he jumps out of his skin. If anyone raises their voice, even if it's just laughing louder or calling from another room, he goes completely still. He also apologizes constantly. He says it for everything, dropping something, bumping into a chair, and even just asking for a snack. He's like it it's like he feels wired to expect punishment for existing because he is wired for that. He's has to unwire for a while. Sleeping situation is the hardest. We tried to make a room special, but almost every night if I'm curled up under the sink in the kitchen. I asked him once why he liked it there, and he told me softly, no one can find me here, it's quiet. I don't even know what to say. I just sat on the floor beside him for a while and rubbed his back. We don't force him to sleep in his bed. We figure he'll use it when he's ready. In the meantime, make a comfy little spot under the kitchen sink for him. That's what I would do. And when he's ready, you might start slowly moving it to the bedroom. And then he'll be in his bed. He also has really bad separation anxiety, especially with his dad. If my boyfriend has to go to work, it's heartbreaking. He clings to him and cries. When his dad finally has to go, he'll go inside his closet and just sit in the dark. I stay home during the day, so it's just me and him most of the time. At first, he barely spoke to me. He'd keep his distance, only nod or shake his head. He started to open up. Now he'll come sit next to me on the couch, and sometimes he'll put his head on my shoulder. Progress. Little baby step progress. He likes to be near me when I cook. He'll stand there and just watch. Recently, he started asking if he can help. We make small things together like scrambled eggs or sandwiches, and I let him stir or hand me things. He can make his own. He's 10. You could start letting him make the scrambled eggs or the sandwich, especially the sandwich. He started to show small signs of trust, like if I'm folding laundry, he'll come and sit beside me and start folding without being asked. If I leave the room, he'll follow me, but not in an anxious way, more like he just wants to be near someone. But there are still really hard moments. He doesn't eat much, even though we keep telling him he can have as much as he wants. He takes small portions and hides snacks in random places under his pillow behind the couch. We don't scold him. We just gently tell him that food is not going anywhere and he can always have more. We've gotten him into therapy. Thank goodness, because this kid needs it. We've gotten him into therapy, and his therapist says it's going to take a lot of time, patience, and consistency. We tried to give him structure and reassurance every day. Same bedtime routine, same meals, calm voices, lots of praise for little things. There are moments that give me hope, like when he laughs, really laughs over something silly, or when he curls up next to me during a movie and just relaxes. I love this kid so much. I never thought I could care this deeply for someone who isn't biologically mine, but he's completely taken over my heart. It's been emotionally heavy. Every day I want to give him a hug and a kiss and tell him I love him. If anything has been if anyone has been through something similar, helping a child heal from severe trauma, I'd love any advice or even just words of encouragement. We're doing everything we can to make him feel safe and loved, but I know it's going to be a long road. Oh, OP, good for you. You seem like a very kind person. Oh, um, very kind person. And this boy is so lucky for you to be in his life. So lucky that you're in his life. His dad chose well. His dad chose well this time. Not so much the last time. His mother chose badly. His dad chose well. Oh, poor kid. Poor baby. He's just a little kid. Why would you do that to a little kid? I don't understand it. I do not understand it. I complain about sometimes the littles driving me insane, but I love them. I would never hurt them. Not on purpose anyway. Sometimes the accidents happen. What do I do? Sexual harassment at work? A colleague at work recently added me on Facebook. We're both gay and have partners, but he suddenly started sending me messages like this while both of us are at work. I've never been more than friends, and he's never said this kind of thing in person. It's bothering me a lot, but I don't think HR will care because nothing physical happened. Sometimes HR just is not even worth it. So he's sending obviously not being answered, but he's sending, I hope we're still okay. So can I have a cuddle today? Why are you asking a cuddle from a coworker? That's gross. And commenting on their underwear. No, just no. Do not do this. Do not do that. That is not cool. Not cool at all. I would take that to HR, even if your HR is gonna um not do anything. At least you'll have a paper trail. Um and there's situations where HR just goes, well, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you tell them to stop? That's helpful. Thanks, HR. Thanks. That's helpful. That's really helpful. Like you don't even think of that in the moment, especially if it's in person. You don't think of pushing back. You tend to let it go because you don't want the confrontation. But yeah, it's do HR just for the paper trail. So when it gets worse, when he starts literally stalking you, you have a paper trail that you tried to get this to stop. Next read is from Entitled Parents. EM told me I should share my apartment balcony because her kids want to use it for fireworks. I rent a mid-rise apartment building with small balconies. Last night, as I'm watering my plants, my downstairs neighbor's kids are yelling up to me. Their mom leans out the window and goes, "Hey, we're thinking you could let my kids come up on your balcony later to set off fireworks. It's safer than the street level." Me, you want your kids on my balcony with explosives? Her, they're not explosive, they're just little rockets. They're explosives. And you don't even use your balcony except for plants. Don't be selfish. When I laughed and said, absolutely not, she huffed and said, tell the landlord I wasn't being cooperative with neighbors. Spoiler alert, landlord laughed too when I emailed preemptively to explain. This morning I found 2 soggy bottle rockets in my potted basil, so I guess she let them try anyway. Yeah, it's not selfish when you don't want your things used in ways that they should not be used. Here is a bye-bye job. Teacher of the Year finalist who lost career over Charlie Kirk remarks is out for revenge. It's on Board Panda. Board Panda has a lot of Reddit stuff. There should be a. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, so she is a 54-year-old veteran high school teacher who weighed in on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Um, Said on her own social media account that the world was a safer place without him. Probably shouldn't have said that. She was asked to resign. Um, Other teachers posted about Charlie Kirk, but not what she did. Um, so they called her into the principal's office. She was asked to delete the post. She refused and was sent home early. And she was later asked to submit lessons plans, but to stay home. The court finally observed that other teachers donned T-shirts as a tribute to Charlie Kirk were not disciplined. Yeah, you can't have it both ways. Um, Miss Mickens, this is from her lawyer, I think. Miss Mickens is being targeted not because she violated any policy or harmed students, but because of her personal views expressed outside of the classroom don't align with those in power. This is unconstitutional censorship of protested speech endangers a healthy democracy. We look forward to defending her, Miss Mickens, to ensure that she can continue to serve her students as she has for decades without fear. I don't know why this is a bye-bye job. She doesn't deserve to be. So the court filing accused the school of persecuting employees whose political views not aligned with their own. Ugly picture of Charlie Kirk and his horrible wife. Can you tell what side I'm on? Um, okay. So according to her and her lawyers, her First and 14th Amendment rights have been violated. Um, Somebody says, "Good, she should not be teaching children." Why not? What did she do? She has a different view than you. We're allowed to have other views. I don't so she posted, "I don't condone violence of any kind. I certainly don't condone this, but he was a horrible person, a fascist full of hate for anyone who is different." Exactly. Somebody says he had no hate for anyone. I don't know why Lakota Wolf is deleting her comments off of Board Panda. Yeah, so this teacher lost her job because of Charlie Kirk, essentially. So somebody quoted her thing that I quoted and said, Batcave, actually. I've said literal video footage of Republicans threatening or using literal violence. Exactly. Seen videos of Kirk Trump calling for and endorsing violence and hate. Bad move on the school district, probably a big conservative area, probably. And somebody answered that mildest crap ever. Republicans are such thin skinned little goblins. It's the weasel says, "I protest in my red town, and the most benign signs will have people flipping me off or yelling at me like, honk if you love checks and balances in the government type of stuff." It's bonkers. They don't love, they don't want checks and balances in the government? Hmm, that's curious. Why would you not want checks and balances in a government? Oh, and she was a Teacher of the Year finalist too. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's sad. Our next read is from Oh No Consequences, and it's flared oldie but goodie. OOPF is embarrassed of how his ex-girlfriend dresses for her job as Miss Frizzle, even though everyone loves it and is not sorry for lying and shaming her. Unsurprisingly, she broke up with him. And this is from Am I the A-hole from 5 years ago. AITA for not liking how my girlfriend dresses for work. So I, 43 male, why are you even commenting on how your girlfriend dresses for work? Or even your wife? Or anybody? So I, 43 male, Don't think I'm in the wrong here, but my mother is very angry at me, and my best friend said I was a horrible person for saying what I did, and I'd be lucky if my girlfriend didn't put me out with the garbage since I decided to act like trash. My girlfriend, 34 female, is a preschool teacher, and for some reason I can't explain, she dresses like Ms. Frizzle. Oh, I bet the kids love that. That's why she does it, goofus. Like a dress with the pattern of whatever they are studying. That's so cute. She makes a lot of them herself, now including matching masks. The kids love it, and the parents seem to think it's great. I don't like the amount of attention she gets, honestly. I'd prefer if she came home and changed before running any errands. Oh, she's getting attention from people. That's his issue. She belongs to him and no one else. She doesn't deserve to have a life or anything. On Friday, she helped my mom with something after work and she was still in her weird dress. I have told her before I don't like when she dresses up that way, but she tells me I don't have to like it. But I have no right to tell her how to dress. I was upset she went out like that with my mother, and I told my mom that she was embarrassed, said she was embarrassed, and asked that she please not dress like that again if they're going out. I'm betting that the mom didn't say that. I was not expecting her to call my mom and apologize. So dumb. Dude, you're stupid. When my mom asked what she meant, she told her what I said. Mom is furious, explained that she doesn't have a problem with how my girlfriend dresses and thinks it's great she spends extra time doing things to engage her students. My mom then yelled at me for lying to my girlfriend and trying to throw her under the bus because I was being an insecure jerk. Good on you, mom. Good mom. Where are my flags? I don't even know where my flags are. Are they in here? Maybe they're in here. Yeah, I don't even see them. I don't know where they went. Maybe they're underneath. Nope. Don't have my flags. Oh, there they are. I found them. Green flags for mom. This is how goofy I am. Sorry. My girlfriend and I got to a huge fight, and I said she should be embarrassed to be seen in public like that. Dude, you should be embarrassed to be seen in public, like for anything. She said the only thing she was embarrassed by was me, because you are an embarrassment, sir. She hasn't asked me or done anything for me since. My friend said I was horrible and called me trash. I shouldn't have lied, but I think my girlfriend should take what I think about her clothes into consideration, and I'm not sorry for expecting her to dress more appropriately in public. Is she covered? If she's covered, if all of her bits are covered, she's dressed appropriately to be in public. Am I really such an a-hole here? Edit. I'm sure you will all be pleased to know we broke up tonight. She said I'm too controlling and narrow-minded, so she broke up with me. Good for her. Good for you, GF. Writer's block says, in fact, the fact he didn't take into account his ex-girlfriend was a good person and would call and apologize to his mom, ruining his life. His icing on top. Significant bed says people like this rationalize their crap behavior by convincing themselves that everyone is an a-hole like them. Yeah, he thinks everybody's like him, and no, we're not. No, we're not. Mega Moose quoted his, I'm sure you'll all be pleased that we broke up tonight. Answers, more than pleased, delighted. Preschool teachers deal with enough children all day. They don't need to go home to a 43-year-old toddler. The significant bed answered that one, say, elated even. Yes, I am elated that this guy got broken up with. Because he's not a nice person. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. This is from Mildly Infuriating. 1 year ago today, my mom smashed my computer on this counter and broke it. I'm reminded every time I walk into the kitchen. And he has a picture. Um, yeah, here. Of his, like, is this in his house or her house? Because if it's in her house, why hasn't she gotten this fixed? If it's in his house, she should pay to have it get fixed. How do you do that? That's crazy. That is crazy. Cray cray. October 3rd, 2024, sometime around 8 to 9 p.m., I was 12. So it's her house. I didn't give her the password to my computer and she broke it like any rational person. TK Candy, someday someone will walk in and ask what happened to the counter and mom will say, I have no ID. Idea. OP, what? Remind them. And mom will say, I don't remember that. I guess I'm just a monster. Probably. Yeah. That's sad, mom. Why are you doing that? Gredfew says that that counter holds more trauma than family dinners. Okrafew says my mom did this to my phone once, threw it as hard as she could at the cement because she thought I changed her Facebook password. I didn't. She was hacked. Wow. Wow. Parents be crazy sometimes. Parents, can we regulate our emotions, please? Can't say I always do that myself, but try. I never ruined an electronic. Never. Okay, and then we have Best of Redditor updates entitled My 24 Female Boyfriend 26 Male Found a Secret of Mine and Won't Leave Me Alone Because of It. And the trigger warning is misogyny, bullying, shaming, and slut shaming. Original post was September 13th, 2017. I'm a writer, a serious writer who's gotten her first book published, and a few poems have made their way to the local paper. Good for you. I make a living out of it. That's awesome. That is awesome. Good for you, LP. I also have a secret blog I use to publish fanfic under a pseudonym. I know when we mentioned fanfic, the first thing that comes to mind is that I am an obsessed fangirl who writes countless of OCs, and all of them are in love with the alter ego of myself, blah, blah, blah. No, I just really like exploring my favorite characters and the universe they live in. If I'm reading a book and playing a game, watching a movie, I sometimes think, what if? And I write it out. It's been a secret for a long time now. Well, it used to be. My boyfriend found my blog when I forgot to clear out my history on my laptop. I don't hide stuff from him. It's just a habit I picked up since I was a child and hit that curious about porn phase. We had a family computer, and if I didn't clear the history, I'd get caught, so I always do this. He's been mocking me for it. I'm not fragile. I can take mocking very easily now, and even if I know it's not really malicious, my boyfriend, on the other hand, keeps laughing and making jokes at me being a Tumblr girl and me wanting to be with those characters and so on. It's to the point where he read a few and started nitpicking and making fun of some of it. Don't do that. It's not nice. I talked to him. He dismissed me. I finally snapped yesterday when he came over and I was writing, again for the local paper. He said, writing your weird smut fanfic fangirl? He meant it as a joke. He laughed, but I was really already cranky, so I told him to leave. He looked at me puzzled and said he was kidding, but I kicked him out. English is not my native language. I started learning English when I was 9 years old because there was no one to read fanfics of a particular fandom I was into in my native language. Because of it, I discovered how much I love writing. Because of it, I learned English and it saved my life when I needed a job, but was inexperienced in a lot of things. But man, I could speak and write English fluently thanks to all that writing fanfic. Good for you. Good for you, OP. It means a lot to me. I'm not hurt that most people think it's silly and make fun of fan fiction writers. I think it's good practice. It's good practice to be a fan fiction writer if you want to be a writer. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm hurt because the boy I love is being horrible about it. I'm this close to breaking up. I don't deserve to be mocked for something I like, especially when I don't judge him for the stuff he likes. He wants to come over, but he doesn't think he's wrong and he doesn't see how his behavior is hurting me. What do I do? I learned long ago not to be ashamed of doing something that brings me joy, especially when times are hard enough already. But it hurts so much that my boyfriend thinks I'm a loser and I don't know what to do. I'm starting to see him differently. Edit. This blew up in a way I didn't expect. I want to answer everyone, but I also want to clear things up. I don't think my boyfriend was snooping. I always clear my history out of habit, and this time I left it there. It most likely came up in the search bar since he told me he just found it there. I mean, that's fair. People are always snooping when they find out things. My problem here is not my sense of humor. It's the fact that when I told him I wrote fix and came clean about it, I was laughing with him. Then the mockery started, and for the next few days, I was a crazed fangirl in his eyes, and he wouldn't let it go. That is not having a sense of humor. That is someone I love being hurtful towards me on purpose, even though I told him to knock it off. It's bullying, is what it is. Call it what it is. It's being a bully. We are currently not talking. He thinks I'm being oversensitive, and I'm here reading your replies. I haven't let him come to my house yet, and I won't until I think of something to tell him. I already have something in my head thanks to you guys. This is the first time I've seen my boyfriend acting this way, and I wouldn't be with him if he had been like this since the start. This is the first time, and it's probably why I'm so shocked here. I'm hurt. A joke or two, fine. Straight up mean, mockery, nope. I don't know if he got jealous. I don't know if the content of the stories bothered him. I don't know. I plan on finding out though. Okay, and then edit two is, but again, to clear up any confusion, I did not kick him out completely of nowhere. He was not confused by why I snapped. When he started teasing, it was okay the first couple of times. Then he started mocking and reading the fix just to make fun of it. He'd read the parts back to me while laughing and making fun of me in a way that wasn't a joke or him seeing me as one of the guys. Update September 17th, 2017, 4 days later. I want to start this by clearing up some confusion. He and I have teased each other before. I tease my best friend, she teases me back. Stupid trash teasing. I still have some of my earliest fix in English, and my grammar was awful, really awful. Sentences like, and he tried to think not about her. She throws that sentence back at me all the time, and it's always with a good heart. It's always a, "Oh God, look at the crap you used to write, and look at you now." Yeah, that's okay. That's like, look, you've improved yourself. You've improved your English. You've improved whatever. It's fine to tease somebody about something they used to do a little bit, not a lot. You don't need to be mean about it. This is not what happened with my SO and I. He went out of his way to make me feel uncomfortable and hurt. This is why I came here for help, because someone I love was being cruel out of nowhere. And so, for the sake of this update, I need you guys to keep in mind that I'm no way ashamed of writing fanfics and that my significant other's behavior was more than strange and cruel. He had never acted that way before. I'm going to get this. There we go. I don't think I'll have to scroll again. So, I met him the day after so we could talk. He was pissed because I kicked him out. I was pissed because of his behavior. We went home and just straight out up asked why my fix bothered him so much, and he kept saying it didn't, that he was just having fun, and I explained to him how he made me feel. He snorted and told him that if he wasn't going I told him that if he wasn't going to take this seriously, then he could leave and not come back. After a while and a brief discussion about him being incredulous that I was so upset over nothing, he would never have a problem with he's even praised the one in my book. Haha. Well, I asked him exactly why did he praise the one in my book? Why did he encourage me to write more of it? He said he hadn't stopped to think about the consequences when I wrote it in my book. He didn't know or see how many people enjoyed it. When he read the ones on my blog, he could see how many people reblogged it. He could see the comments, he could see everything, and it bothered him because I was his girlfriend. So he's jealous. So he's jealous of random strangers on the internet. What a child. Okay, I asked him what he meant by that, and he said I was putting myself out there by writing this stuff. I held back the urge to snap and calmly asked him again what the hell he meant by that. He said he knew how guys think and that they weren't seeing how easy I was, and I'd soon be getting stalkers because, and I quote, I like sex like crap, isn't that lovely? Everybody likes sex. He quickly tried to fix it by telling me he didn't mean it like that. He meant that I write detailed and explicit scenes, and that might give people the wrong idea. I asked him if I give him the wrong idea when we have sex, and he just shut up. Then he realized how much of an idiot he was because he started apologizing. So I just ended it. I ended it, and I can't change my blog's URL. He's been calling and calling and calling, texting me nonstop that he's sorry, but I can't look at him the same way. Even if I ever forgive him, just know. I like sex, so that makes me a slut, but that's not a problem when I'm having sex with him. I'm just heartbroken over this because I don't know this came out of nowhere. Before breaking up, he said everything would be okay if I just never wrote about sex. I mean, really? Like, publishers literally almost require you to write about that if you have any kind of romance at all. Even in a book that's not even about romance, that's about something else. Publishers want you to have a sex scene in it. It draws people for some reason. No, I like it. I like writing about sex. I like writing fics. I like it. It pays my bills, so screw that. But in his mind, if I just stopped writing kinky sex scenes, then he wouldn't feel insecure and wouldn't lash out like this. I'm glad it came out, though this side of him still is so freaking sad. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's really sad. Someone says the thing about playful teasing is it only works when the other party is into it. If they don't like it and you tease anyway, you're not being affectionate, you're bullying. Yes, exactly. Bice the Precious says, I had a feeling it was incessant teasing, and yes, teasing can get old fast. Like, yeah, we get it. You think you're better than that, or this thing is stupid. Move the F on. It's not about lack of humor. All jokes get old sometimes. How long is a broken record supposed to be funny? Yeah. It's not funny once it's not funny again. Once it stops being funny, it's not funny anymore and stop doing it. Um, but this guy, literally an insecure little boy from strangers on the internet, like, dude, what she's writing about is what you get to do with her. You should appreciate that. Okay, our last one is from Made Me Smile. My school unveiled the new statues to honor the first 5 Black students during integration in the late 1950s. We had a fountain that got damaged during the extreme cold in 2020, and they replaced it today with these beautiful statues. 3 of the original students were there today during the unveiling. That's cool. There's a nice picture. There's their statues. That's cool. That's a nice way to honor some people. Um, and replacing a broken fountain. That's really neat. Uh, take on me says this puts so much into perspective to younger folks or folks who weren't born yet. Desegregation sounds like ages ago. The civil rights movement might seem equally ancient. Look at these faces. Not only are these history makers still alive, each one looks like they have another 30 years in them. This really puts things into perspective. We cannot fail them by allowing things to revert back to how they once were. We have an obligation to take out trash and elect leaders that represent all of us. Yeah, I believe, if I remember correctly, hold on just a second. Um, so they outlawed schools in 1954, but it wasn't until the late 60s, early 70s that it actually was implemented. And that was when I was in school. I had some of the first Black students in my early, especially in Arkansas, where I started school at. It was my first Black friend in like 3rd grade. Wasn't allowed to go over to her house because it was on Inward Hill. It's so nice in Arkansas. So nice. Okay, so anyway, that's it for the day. As I said, I will not be here tomorrow on Friday because I have people coming over at 11:30 in the morning and they're staying all night. And they're cute. They'll be twazy, I'm sure. Um, so I hope you guys have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday if I don't have an opportunity over the weekend to do a bonus episode. If I do a bonus episode, I will let you know because that's how I do. Bye. Have a good weekend. and stream. Bye.